Good morning and welcome to this morning's reflection. And so we begin this morning, as we have done for the last two mornings. We begin with a pause to bring us into prayer, pause to enable us to be still. We open with a prayer, Psalm 62, verses 11 to 12. One thing God has spoken. Two things I have heard. Power belongs to you, God, and with you, Lord, is unfailing love. One thing God has spoken. Two things I have heard. Power belongs to you, God, and with you, Lord, is unfailing love. Power belongs to you, God, and with you, Lord, is unfailing love. Today we continue to explore Christ's prayer in Gethsemane. Going a little farther, Jesus fell to the ground and prayed that if possible, the hour might pass from him. Abba, Father, he said, everything is possible for you. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus recognizes God's unfailing love, but also his power. He addresses his prayers tenderly to Abba, Father, but also reverently to the one for whom everything is possible. There is an old Hebrew saying, God is not a kindly old uncle. He is an earthquake. This is great news for those of us struggling with unanswered prayer, because a kindly old uncle can merely smile at things that an earthquake can actually shift. Without an omnipotent, omniscient God, there is neither hope for a miracle nor meaning in suffering. And so perhaps you should ask yourself the following. Am I tempted to downgrade my expectations of God's power in order to protect myself from disappointment? What attitudes and practices might help me to get the balance right between mountain-moving faith and patient trust? Father, help us to be a bit more like Abraham, who faced the fact that his body was as good as dead, since he was about 100 years old, and that Sarah's womb was also dead. Yet he did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God. Give us greater faith, Father, in your sovereign power. And so we come to a time of yielding, a time of surrender. And we're going to pray this prayer of limitless trust from the song Oceans. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed and you won't start now. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet would ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Saviour. Amen.